Hello everybody, March 23, 2023. Welcome to Daily Stock Market Technical Analysis. Everything is going as planned. MES, which is SPY, basically it was up almost 0.27%. It was really up in the morning and then it sold down a bit, but nothing to worry. You can see I here mentioned sell and buy zones. Okay, so we are approaching sell zones. I'm not looking to short until we are here. So my latest sell zone is between 41.23 and 42.82. So I'm expecting a pump until from now until April. We'll be here towards mid-April, and then we'll be looking to short. And then my buy zone is around 38.06 to 36.47. Okay, so most likely this entire remaining year we're gonna be like between sell zones and buy zones. Okay, we're just gonna bounce around. This green line here is a neutral zone where it means there's no advantage to bulls or bears. So it's like that's where we are right now. We close right on there. So basically it's a neutral zone. Okay, so if we worst case, if we go down in this buy zone, look to buy. If we go up in this sell zone, look to sell. My preferred scenario is to look for a pump into mid-April, and then we'll sell all our positions. Okay, that's with MES. Now let's quickly look at SPY. Same concept. Let me bring some more technical details here. Let's get some volume here and SMA lines. Okay, look what happened here. Okay, let's zoom in a bit and see where we are now. So we are above 200 SMA line. This dark blue line is 200 SMA line. You can see here we closed above it. Yesterday was a bear trap. We closed below it. People were thinking to short, and look what happened today. We found support. This is a daily trend line. You can see resistance, 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 and now we broke out, and now we are again back on this today. We came back on this. We found support. This is a doji candle. Basically, people are not sure where we want to go, but my preferred scenario is going to the upside. The reason I told you guys yesterday, we filled the gaps. There was a gap here. We filled it yesterday, so there's no gap to fill towards the downside. The only gaps now are up on the upside. Okay, there's so many gaps up, so I'm looking for all these gaps to fill. There's another resistance coming. You can see there's a resistance line, so there could be some pause here, and also there is this 50 daily SMA line. So it's very important to cross this around 401 zone. So once it crosses that, it's going to be a very explosive move. Again, my targets for April is 427 and 421, these two gaps to fill. Okay, triple Qs, Nasdaq. Let's quickly look at MNQ, which is futures chart, and we are pumping higher. We had a back test a couple of days ago. Now we're pumping higher. Now we are in this sell zone, but you can see what happened yesterday. We tagged this sell zone, sold down. Again, we tagged it, sold down. The reason I'm still bullish is we are still far away from MES buy zone. Okay, so MNQ will help. The reason MES is behind is mainly because of banks. Banks are still very weak, and that's the reason MES cannot pump. But MNQ, I'm not looking to short yet. I want MES to be in this zone here. When SPY is around 4250, 4200 to 4300, that's when I'm looking to short or sell it. Okay, so going back to triple Qs, it's very, very bullish. You can see there is it's a massive bull trend. What does bull trend mean? All fast moving average are above slow moving average. So green is 5 EMA, white is 20 EMA, red is 50 SMA, and yellow is 50 EMA, and then this dark blue is 200 SMA. So it has a bull trend. Okay, so it's very hard to now break all these supports. Okay, so it's very good. Let's see if we have any divergence on futures. Let's see if we can find anything. Yesterday I told you guys there was divergence and we sold down, and today we did not make a new high, so there is no divergence yet. Let's quickly look at even S&P 500. What happened today? There was this lot of resistance area. We tried to break out, but we sold down heavily. Then we found support on this 200 SMA line. Okay, same thing happened on Nasdaq futures, but it was still, Nasdaq is still very strong. Okay, all right, so let's go back to daily chart and go back to triple Qs. Triple Qs, my targets are 328 and 322. All right, so we're going higher. One thing to note, we still have divergence. Okay, one thing which bothers me is we still have, even on Nasdaq futures, we have divergence on PPO and RSI. What does that mean? Price made a new high, but PPO is still lower than previous highs, RSI is still lower than previous high. But if we keep pumping, these divergence can be erased. Okay, so don't be very keen on just looking at these indicators. I will show you what happened in NVDA. Just quickly show you, these divergence are getting erased. Okay, people are trying to short. Look at RSI now. Price is higher, RSI is higher. PPO still has divergence, but one of the other indicators, RSI, there's no divergence. Okay, so this could happen, right? It could keep going higher. You can see here at one point RSI was here, massive divergence here, but still people kept shorting and it's still going higher, right? So don't fall for that trap. And I told you guys yesterday, do not short NVIDIA yet. Okay, hope you guys listen. Okay, VIX crushed in the morning and then it found support again on this 50 SMA line, red line, and then now it's bouncing. It's just playing games. Markets are still just playing games. I'm looking for a sell-off as soon as it's below this 20.63 red 50 SMA line. That will be very bullish, and I'm looking for a sell-off from now until mid of April. Will be down here. Okay, when we are here around 18 area, that will be the time to sell, and maybe you can buy VIX or UVXY to trade that. All right, US 30 Dow Jones. Again it's right on this trend line, it's actually closed above it. You can see this daily trend line, it closed above it, it's looking good. So my targets are above here around 34,300. You can buy DIA. DIA is the ETF which is Dow Jones ETF. Okay, there's a gap here around 337 and there's massive resistance around 341. So I think those are my targets. And then US Russell 2000, which is IWM ETF, looking weak, but looks what's happening on RSI. Okay, we're going lower, but RSI is still higher. PPO, there's no divergence. Let's quickly look at 1 hour chart. You can see there is divergence on 1 hour chart. If I quickly show you what I mean, you can see there's divergence on PPO and there's also divergence on RSI. All right, you can see RSI is higher. Okay, if I draw it like this, all right, so what does that mean? Price is going lower, PPO and RSI is going higher. So this is an early indication of trend reversal. You can draw a trend line. Okay, there are many ways to draw a trend line. You can draw a trend line like here, like this. Okay, you can draw a trend line like this, or you can also draw another trend line like this. I don't like this trend line because there's only two support areas here. So maybe you are good with the trend line like this. You can make it a bit higher here. Okay, and then wait for this break of this trend line. That will be your buy signal. All right, and IWM is the ETF you can trade for Russell 2000. Russell 2000 is like 2000 stocks, small cap stocks. So there are a lot of banks in there, a lot of regional banks. That's why it's still very weak. You can see it's making new low, but RSI is still high. Okay, so that's like a. Also, I think today was a dividend day. Looks like an IWM. Yeah, today was ex-dividend day, so that would have also made it a bit lower. But there are these gaps up. Okay, so look at this massive gap here. So I think it's going to go around 181 very soon. All right, so crude oil was up in the morning and now found resistance around here around 71 zone. Okay, so you can see right around here found a lot of resistance here. So this one looks like it was here, somewhere like here. Okay, found resistance, now selling off, but I'm not too worried. I think this is the bottom, which is very hard to break, 65. So all dips are good to buy, and I'm looking for a breakout above 72 and then eventually 82. All right, let's quickly look at XLE since we're talking about oil. XLE is the ETF of all oil refiners. Okay, so it was actually green in the morning and then it sold off. The only thing which bothers me is this gap here. So it is possible we could go down a bit and then pump. So if we go down and fill this gap from here, that will be really good opportunity for a pump later on. Okay, but yeah, so it could be possible like this. But if not, then this is also major support here because there was a gap here and then we filled this gap here. So this is also another major support. All right, okay, let's go to natural gas. Natural gas is behaving very good, exactly as I'm anticipating. So very close to the support area. Okay, very close to support area. Like actually it is in buy zone. All right, so it can go back to test previous lows here, or it can even go lower to around 1.97. This is the ideal zone, but you should be looking to buy here. Okay, you don't wait for you know, massive dip to win zone. Also, I can show you in 1 hour chart what's happening here. You can see there's also divergence on RSI and PPO. Price is going lower. RSI and PPO is going higher. You can draw a trend line like this. Okay, draw a trend line like this. Wait for a breakout of this trend line. That will be a buy signal. All right. Okay. So let's go to Bitcoin. I told you guys yesterday, I even created a short video. I told you guys this dip is not to worry about. I can show you on 1 hour chart. There was this gap, we filled it, and today we pumped high. Actually, we made a, I don't think we made a new high, but there is a very close to the high. Okay. So I think what's going to happen, because I'm expecting some bullish April, so I think we're still going to go in this resistance box, and then mid-April we're going to sell, and then probably we're going to come down. If we break this 31k resistance, then I don't think we're going to fill 20k gap. But if we are not able to break this, then it's most likely we could come back to fill this gap around 20k. All right. Same thing with Ethereum. Just Ethereum actually, did it make a new high? Yeah, it did make a new high. But again, there is a divergence on PPO and RSI. You can see there's a divergence on PPO and RSI. So it's still a bit to worry about. So just be careful on Ethereum. Okay, it is possible we can get a major. Sorry, give me a second. Sorry guys, I had an interruption. Anyhow, so yeah, so there's divergence on PPO and RSI, so be a bit careful. Just look at Bitcoin and trade along with that. All right. Dollar selling, so there's nothing to be bullish about on dollar. It's selling, and yeah, I'm expecting more dump. So Feds are pumping money to save banks, and dollar will sell. That will help gold, but gold is towards the end of this run, although it was a bit bullish today. But if I go to 1 hour chart, you can see what's happening. It did not make a new high, but here we had divergence on RSI and PPO, so we got a dump and we found support here. So I think gold made a almost move. It's very close to the end of the move, so it could go a bit slightly higher, and then it's gonna sell off in later on in April. All right. Silver, same thing. I don't think it's gonna cross previous high. It's almost towards the end. It's the topping process, gonna sell down. And the TNX, these are mortgage rates. So basically, mortgage rates, we are selling down now. Okay, there are two gaps here. There's a gap here. There's a gap here. So I'm expecting them to go down. And let's quickly see other stocks. GDX, which are gold miners. Okay, there are multiple gaps up, multiple gaps down. So we're in the middle. So I think if we're at the topping process, I don't think we're going to make a new high. Most likely we're going to go down and fill these gaps. If gold for some reason breaks previous highs, then it's possible it can go there. But I think this is more like I prefer this scenario here right now. Let me get the right tool. I do prefer this scenario, like a topping process, and now come back to fill these gaps. All right. Let's go and see what else is there. Bonds. Bonds is like same thing, probably gonna make a little bit more upside and then down. Let's quickly look at sectors. We covered XLE, utilities at the support zone. Okay, actually it came down a bit, but there's divergence on RSI and PPO. So still looking for utilities to find support. This is a massive support area. You can see here. You should be looking to buy here. XLV, basically healthcare. You can see it's all again on support zone here. So these are really good buying opportunities. Okay. You can buy PFE, Moderna, whatever you like. XLF, although made a new low today, but it's still on higher RSI. Momentum is still higher. Let's go to 1 hour chart. You can see still higher. We made a new low. Even PPO is higher. Okay, so looks like it's a back test. Looks like it's a back test. I'll tell you why I see that. Not really. If I draw a trend line like that, doesn't look like a back test yet. So it could be possible we could come all the way here. Okay, it is possible tomorrow also we can get a dump. This will be really good buying opportunity, and that will be still on a higher momentum on PPO and RSI. So keep an eye on that. And let's quickly look at Tesla. Tesla is behaving exactly as I want, and if I go to like a line chart, you can see what I mean. This is my projection, green line. If I put it here, you can see it's doing same thing. We get a dump. I'm expecting a pump. Should get a pump to fill these gaps. There are so many gaps up. Only one thing which bothers me, there's a gap downside. If you For some reason we come down, we came close here. Some reason we come here around 183. That's the best buying opportunity. Okay, so look to buy Tesla if it comes here. Okay, let's quickly look at Apple. Apple is going higher, very bullish, and there's so many gaps up. Okay, there's one gap down, so I think we're gonna fill those gaps up. It could even go previous highs, touch there, and then dump. That's what I'm looking for. Amazon going higher. There's a gap around 111, so I'm looking for that to fill. Google, there are gaps around, multiple gaps up, so all these are gaps on 1 hour, so looking for most of these to fill before a dump. Meta has multiple gaps up, so at least few of these will be filled before we go down. Netflix was really up heavily. I told you guys a couple of days ago, this is a breakout. Again, we back tested it a couple of days. We are back testing it today. Boom. Okay, almost 10% at one point, and now we have so many gaps up. Looking to fill those gaps. All right. Microsoft, basically all these gaps up, so just looking for these gaps to fill. Also, we have a bull trend here. Okay, so really strong support everywhere. Snowflakes, there's a massive gap here after earnings, looking for that to fill. NVDA, I covered earlier on. There's not a lot of gaps now. All gaps are filled very close to all-time high. There's this massive resistance here around 289 and 312. So looking for that, it to reach there and then sell off. There are gaps here. There's earning gap. I think the reason NVIDIA keep going higher, there are a lot of shorts. Okay, everybody's trying to short NVIDIA, and then these market manipulators are very clever, right? They want to make sure all shorts are gone before they dump it. All right. AMD, let's see, there's another massive gap, multiple gaps towards the downside. So I think most likely earnings day on 2nd of May, we're gonna get a massive dump. And yeah, that's about it, guys. If you need anything else, just put a comment, and please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family so everybody can make money. Thank you and have a great day.